This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat. Or we keeping a foot on the whoop. Oh, X. We keeping a foot on the whoop. Oh, X. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, man. Like the Siberian tiger that I am, I'm applying what on immediate pressure. This pressure does what? Heat versus spikes. Let's talk about it, man. This is the KD and the Kawhi era. Let me say it again. This is what we call the KD and Kawhi era. Let me explain why these, or how you would say the era belongs to both of these guys. Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, things are not going to be easy for them. He Knows Everything's been basically spending years molding your mind, captivating your brain, so that you can get to this position of understanding that when it's all said and done, this is what was going to happen. That Kevin Durant was going to restore the natural order of basketball, and that Kawhi Leonard was going to be what he was going to be, the claw. Basically what we would say, the clawminator, the guy that's here to be the terminator, the guy that's here to basically do what he does best. What people have to understand in this most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat killer fashion is as simple as this. When it's all said and done, when we look at Kevin Durant, we see a KD Trey 5. We see a KD 3-5. We see a Mr. Do Me and I Chill. We see a Slim Reaper. We see an easy money sniper. He Knows Everything. Told you guys this stuff. And a prediction. But he also told you about Kawhi Leonard. That he was going to be the claw. That LAR way was going to be what it was, which is LAR way. And that Kawhi Leonard was going to showcase to you guys that last year was an aberration. This is exactly what Kawhi Leonard was going to do last year. But you brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads thought that the Los Angeles Clippers got exposed. But you don't understand basketball. When you stop a season for 4 months, a lot of people revealed how limited their basketball knowledge was. He Knows Everything was the only one that was keeping the standards along with Richie Rich and showcasing to you guys how basketball is viewed at the highest levels. A lot of people showed they're not at the highest levels. They made excuses. Well, no excuses, man. Then they don't know basketball. Defense is not something you can just stop and go with. The reason why the Los Angeles Clippers started looking out of whack, out of character, is because they stopped for 4 months. They basically went into what's called basketball shape. If you guys understand what being in shape is all about, a lot of people don't even understand what being in shape is all about. He Knows Everything is always in basically what we would say everyday shape. Always in everyday shape. And that in of itself is a maintenance at the highest levels of being a true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics. A lot of people don't even have the discipline to do that. Now we're talking about being in basketball shape. We're talking about playing as a professional athlete. A lot of people revealed that they were brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads. A lot of people revealed their basketball knowledge was limited. They sat here and said that Kawhi Leonard, that the Los Angeles Clippers, no excuses. You clearly can see these people have not played the game of basketball. If they did play the game of basketball, if they understood basketball, they understood it at a very peon brain level. When you play defense, because I've played basketball, I know what that's all about. I was that guy that was an unstoppable force both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. As great of an offensive player that I was, and I probably was a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant level, dog. I'm going to be honest with you. On the basketball court, that's what I was. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan level. You had to give me the ball and get the hell out of my damn way. Richie Rich will tell you. And Richie Rich was like basically what we would say a Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant level. Give him the ball and get the hell out of his way and let him do what he do. This is how we operated. I had my Kevin Durant in me too. Just give me the ball and get the hell out the way and watch me operate, dog. Watch Richie Rich operate. And we get together 7-zip shutout. But our calling card, as great of offensive players as we were, that's why I'm authorized, certified, calculated, and verified to talk basketball. Because I played the sport. I know what the sport entails. As great of offensive players that we were, 7-zip shutout in your ass. But you know what was our calling card? You know what got us the 7-zip shutout? It was the defensive element. Because we understood the cardinal rule of Dennis Rodman when he says offense gets the glory, but defense wins championships. We ram-a-lang folks on the basketball court because of our defense. We locked you up. Defense is something that you got to be in the best fucking shape for. Richie Rich played football, so Richie Rich was running a 4-2. And he basically had the lateral movement like nobody's business. And since he's shorter, his center of gravity was impeccable, dog. He had that low center of gravity, so he was ripping up everything. Me, on the other hand, I got the size factor. I got the length. I have more length than him. I have the more girth than him. So I'm ripping up. I'm not ripping up the way he's ripping up, but I'm ripping up. If I want to, I can rip at that level. But that ain't my call. My call, I'm blocking every fucking thing up, dog. Ain't nothing coming through. I'm sending everything packing, dog. We use defense as our calling card because we knew that if we stop you from doing what you did, then we hence can score. How does this all contextualize? Well, this is what LAR Way was all about last year. In a fraudulent fluky on-the-spot NBA title, in a least path of resistance NBA title, in an infinite Sukuyumi, in a virtual reality affair of an NBA title. These guys were, a lot of people don't understand, they were surging. Then they get a 4-month break, a 4-month reprieve, where they go from 100 to 0 real quick, and then they have to turn the motors back to 100. So, of course, this was going to boil in the favor of LeBron James because LeBron had the advantage that nobody else had. I told you guys, LeBron James only thrives in situations where there is no competition. Him and competition are allergic to one another. There was no Kevin Durant there to restore the natural order of basketball or be the natural order of basketball restored. You see it this year. What is the result? LeBron James got first fucking rounded. There was no Kawhi Leonard to do what LAR Way is doing. They laughed at the Los Angeles Clippers. A lot of people revealed themselves as secret-loving LeBron tards. If you gave LeBron James credit last year in that Mickey Mouse affair, in that fraudulent fluky on-the-spot affair, in that least path of resistance affair, in that NBA pickup game affair, you revealed yourself as a peon brain. You revealed yourself as a person that has limited basketball knowledge. You revealed yourself as someone that's not authorized to talk basketball. Because LeBron gets no fucking credit. Not when this is the laughing stock in the NBA pantheon of greatness history. And if you call yourself an encyclopedia, you call yourself someone that prescribes to basketball, then you will see the defining moment that what LeBron James did in the annals of encyclopedia history was nothing but literal shit. That's what it boils down to, man. A lot of people revealed themselves. He knows everything stayed on court, dog. He stayed. He wasn't going to be a mama's boy, pure fucking beta supreme. He wasn't going to quote to you guys history of basketball, but basically dilute the standard. Because it's all about standards when it's all said and done. You could quote the encyclopedia. You could quote the history. You could be a mama's boy, pure fucking beta supreme. But if you're not upholding the standards, which is the most important, essential, and nutrient ingredient of basketball, then you leave that shit alone. This year revealed to you guys why KD and Kawhi's era is necessary for basketball. Because these guys have to save basketball. When you have basketball filled with the likes of a LeBron James, with the likes of a Damian Lillard, that's a pure fucking beta supreme on the basketball court. That's only one ball side of the aisle efficient, but he's deficient on the other aisle, the side of the ball. Luka Doncic, same precarious situation. Pure fucking beta supreme. Stephen Curry, pure fucking beta supreme. These guys are not for real on the basketball court. These guys are pretenders. This is what the dumbed down generation wants to see. But the Devin Bookers of the world gets the ultimate nod of he knows everything's respect because he first rounded LeBron James. He participates in this natural order of basketball being restored. LAR Way doing their thing. When everybody counted them out because they want to say flippers. This is what basketball looks like when it is played at a competitive level. when it showcases parody, when it showcases greatness personification can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. This is what basketball is at its truest and its most properest levels in this modern day era. This is why Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard made the decisions that they made. When one of them said, I'm going to the Eastern Conference, and the other one said, I'm going to the Western Conference. And the prediction, construction, and the prediction, construction. He knows everything. Basically prepped you guys' minds that this is what they were going to do. This is what their identity was going to be. That the both of them was going to have this caveat. That the both of them were going to have this moment. That the both of them were going to have this pivotal juncture. That they both were going to basically restore the natural order of basketball and rid us of LeBron James ways and rid us of love participation award era. Now, do you feel that the natural order of basketball was restored? Do you feel that Kevin Durant is the natural order of basketball restored? Do you feel that Kawhi Leonard is the claw? What's not cold-hearted about that? What's not unadulterated about that? And what's not the cutthroat true telefashion that's associated with that? When we look at Kevin Durant and we look at Kawhi Leonard, we look at two guys that their fate is intertwined with one another to save the game of basketball. Basketball has been saved in 5 different intervals. And I'm going to explain the 5 different intervals that has been saved. Magic and Bird had to save it. Then when Magic and Bird fizzled out, Jordan had to save it and then transcend it to the next fucking level, to where it's at globally. And then after him, Kobe Bryant had to save it. And Kobe Bryant had to show that there was going to be an heir apparent after Michael Jordan, because that Michael Jordan level left you so spoiled. But Kobe Bean Bryant held the fort down and saved the game of basketball. He was the last of the damn Mohicans. And now it's incumbent upon KD, Trey 5, and Kawhi Leonard to continue the mantle of saving the sport. The sport was getting ready to be extinct. It was getting ready to go into what was called La Extinction. But you need the Kevin Durant, you need the Kawhi Leonards to save basketball. Absence having them is absence the sport being saved. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true telefashion. When you have pure fucking Beta Supremes and Damian Lillards of the world, pure fucking Beta Supremes and Luka Doncic's of the world, pure fucking Beta Supremes in IE, the Carmelo Anthony's of the world, high octane betas, aka alpha wannabes, and the Stephen Curry and the LeBron James of the world. You need a Devin Booker. You need a Kevin Durant. And you need a Kawhi Leonard. You need the Nets and the Clippers to come in and do their thing. But I have to give Devin Booker credit because he first rounded LeBron James. It started basically the domino effect. And it basically ingratiated, it validated, it certified, it authorized, and it basically approved the finality and the totality of why basketball is back to its original state and why basketball standards have been preserved. Now, do you feel that the sport is competitive? Do you feel that there is parity? Do you feel now that as a basketball fan, you can enjoy basketball without Lagoon reffing, without La bought and La paid for, without La participation award error, without LeBron fucking tards, without LBJ apologists, LBJ stands, without LBJ Riders media? This is what basketball looks like when basketball's played in its most organic form. So you thank Kevin Durant for that shit. You thank Kawhi Leonard for that shit. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true telefashion. An honorable mention, you thank Devin Booker for that. I keeps the foot on the what? Diggs. I keeps the foot on the what? Diggs. When it's all said and done, he knows everything told you this is what was going to happen. You see seer mode is flawless victory. Prediction King style fashion is flawless victory. And when he knows everything tells you something like a turkey, gobble that thing up because it's history. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true telefashion. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.
head, he know.